Greetings, Divine Radiance. Welcome. I am Nahkila Isha of AshworthScott Life Sculpting. I am a divine interpreter, interpreting messages and methods from the divine that empower you to create and live an abundant life. So, when you are watching this video, or let's just say, because I don't know when all of you are going to watch, but when it gets uploaded to the channel, it will be August 13th, 2019. And that is the day that I am flying out after being in Washington State for 21 years and embarking on the next chapter of my journey, right? Now, you guys know I've been doing like quick tips and tools that I've been sharing with you all, and Spirit has told me it's time for me to begin producing more content for the channel and to be a little more intentional with when I am doing that. So tips and tools have now become Tuesday tips and tools, which means every Tuesday, unless there's some unforeseeable thing that happens, you will be getting a tip and tool, right? Now, I'd like to let you all know, because I am moving and my internet and cable's already been cut off, I am in the clubhouse recording. So if you hear background noise, that's why. Thank you for bearing with me today. The day I'm recording, we had Wednesday Live Empower Hour. Speaking of which, there will not be a live one tomorrow because I will be speaking at the Be Beautiful conference in Atlanta. So I won't be able to stream live for our Empower Hour, but I'll be back on the following week, okay? But I was sitting here because I was led by Spirit to go ahead and record your Tuesday tip and tool, right? And as I was sitting here, I was asking Spirit for guidance on what today's tip and tool would be, right? And I was looking out the window, and let me see. I don't know if you all can see, but I'm going to see if I can show you. Let's see. Can you see those bees out there? There was two. Nope, it just flew off. Well, I was sitting there and I was observing the bees, right? There were two at the time. And they were, oh, there's one back. They were doing their own thing, right? The one bee wasn't worried about what the other bee was doing. They weren't flying around worried about the dangers that could possibly be in their path that could kill them or harm them. They were literally just flying around, going from flower to flower, doing their thing. And the only thing they were focused on was their task at hand. Whether that task is just enjoying the flowers, whether they're doing whatever they do, pollinating and creating honey, they were just in their own little zone, just being carefree, beings, get it, being, you guys know I can't go too long without corny, but they were literally just being. And I was sitting here waiting on Spirit to give me a topic for this week's tip and tool. And Spirit said, there's a lot that we can learn from these bees, right? There's a lot we can learn from them. And let me see, because I see there's two again. There's two out there flying around. So let's see if you all can see them. Do you see them? Are they too far away? They're kind of small, and it looks like, oh, there they are. There's one. But anyways, they're just being. They're not even worried about it. So oftentimes we're on our journey, right? And while we have our own lane, our own calling, our own purpose, a lot of times we'll be focused on what is the next being doing, right? And we're so focused on what they're doing, we start to compare ourselves to them. We start to compare our journey to theirs. And most people have not evolved enough to really be transparent and share with you the ups and the downs. You know, people, especially with this microwavable society we live in, where there's social media and people are only showing you the filtered version of their life. So Spirit is calling us to be like those bees. Focus on what we're here to do. Stop comparing ourselves to others. Stop fearing the dangers that could occur. Now, let's talk about what those bees will do, though, if they feel like they're in danger. They will protect themselves and they will sting you, right? But they're not looking to sting you. They're not looking for trouble. And it's something that came up in REM. I had done a live video there. And what I was led to share is that as light workers, so many of us have begun to believe that being a light worker means that we are abandoning or ashamed of or even fearful of our dual self. right? So just as equally as we're in the light, there's a side of us that's not light, right? But together we're whole. We choose to be in the light, but it doesn't mean that other side exists. So what Spirit is saying is it's all about allowing yourself to be and to not judge yourself, not to beat yourself up, not to self-sabotage because you have all this critical stinking thinking going on within. Because if that's where you're at and you're constantly judging yourself, then there's a part of you that's just feeling like I'm not good enough, right? I'm bad, or I'm this, or I'm that. And you're vibrating at that frequency. So you're attracting things that prove to you that your beliefs are true, right? So let's see. The bees were giving me some other message just floating around being. Also that fear component has been huge for us lately, right? Oftentimes we're afraid of what could go wrong, and Spirit is saying, let that go and just focus on what will go right. Because if you know and you trust that nothing will go wrong, because whether it turns out to be a lesson or a blessing, either way, it still serves your highest good, right? So Spirit is just saying, next time you're out and about or you're sitting at a window like me, look at the bees and pay attention to what they're doing and how they're living, and be more like a bee. Okay, let me just tell you guys where my corny comes from. I was an only child for 8 years, and I spent a lot of time entertaining myself. So now as an adult, I still just kind of crack myself up with my corny, okay? Blame it on my mom waiting so long to have another child. But anyways, that is your message today for your Tuesday tips and tools, is just to focus on staying in your own lane. Don't be afraid to defend yourself. You know, as light workers, spirituality does not teach us to turn the other cheek. We don't go looking for anything, but if danger comes to us, there's that other side of you for a reason. You protect yourself and just worry about what you're here to do. You know, that bee over on the left can't do what the bee over on the right is doing. So they're not too worried about what each other's doing. They're just floating around, just being. So anyways, have a beautiful day. Send me lots of high vibes and love and light and prayers of safety, because my son and I, we will be on the plane this evening. 11:59 is when our plane leaves Seattle, and we will be arriving the next morning to our destination. And also, if you can send some extra vibes, because when I get there, I'll be driving to Atlanta and then speaking at the Be Beautiful conference. Super duper excited. So I leave you with peace, love, bliss, and abundance. And I thank you so much for being here and allowing me to serve you. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon.